Hello guys, so I decided to do an updated bookshelf tour for you, so let's get started. So first, here we have the top shelf, then we have the second shelf, and then in here is my third shelf. So all my books are organized by height, so I have all my little books like this first, and they're all in alphabetical order, but I have all these first, then I have my kind of regular size paperbacks, and then in my third one down here are all my hardcovers. So we're going to start up here. So first book I have up here is this Doctor Who quiz book. I got it when I got my TARDIS, so yeah, I put it up there. Then I have Counterfeit Sun by Elaine Marie Alphen. Love this book. I've read it twice. Then I've got V.C. Andrews' Flowers in the Attic. Haven't read yet, but I got it recently. And then I have Emma by Jane Austen, which I should be reading this semester. I don't know if I'll be reading this copy because I did get a second copy because we have to put annotations in our books, and I don't know if I want to write my own copy. But I will be reading that this semester, which I'm super excited about because I have Jane Austen books, but I haven't read any, so I'm really excited to be reading some. Then we have Speak by Laurie Halse Anderson, which I haven't read in a while, but I want to reread. Then we have Go As Alice by Anonymous. I've read it twice. I still don't know how I feel about it. There's a review in my review playlist if you want to see it. It's old though, but then we have Tith, I believe is how you pronounce it, by Holly Black, and Valiant by Holly Black. A friend of mine gave them to me because she didn't want them anymore, and I've been wanting to read Holly Black because it seems like everyone likes her books. Then I have The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky. I started reading this I think 2 years ago, and I just couldn't get into it, so I stopped reading it. Maybe one day I'll be able to finish it. Then I have Maggie, A Girl of the Street by Stephen Crane. Got this from my American Lit teacher. So then I have How to Deal by Sarah Dessen, which is a bind-up of Someone Like You and That Summer. But those two stories were made into the movie How to Deal. And then The Diary of Anne Frank. I read this when I was younger, but I haven't reread it in a while, so I want to read it. Then I have Fanny Flagg's Fried Green Tomatoes at the Whistle Stop Cafe. I've seen the movie and I adore the movie, so I really want to read the book to see how similar or different the book is to the movie. So next we have Outlander by Diana Gabaldon. I don't know if I'm saying her name right. I apologize if I butchered her name. And I just got that recently, so I haven't read it yet. Then we have Dead Until Dark by Charlene Harris. Again, names are difficult, and I haven't read this one yet. Then we have The Shining by Stephen King. I've never read a Stephen King book, but I wanted to. Then we have To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. Haven't read it. Then we have Game of Thrones by George R.R. Martin, and I'm currently reading it right. Then My Sister's Keeper by Jodi Picoult. Then my Nicholas Sparks collection. We have Walk to Remember, which I've read and I enjoyed. Then we have Safe Haven, The Best of Me, and The Notebook. And these three I have not read yet, but I want to eventually because I enjoy Nicholas Sparks movies even though they can be cheesy, and I did enjoy Walk to Remember, so I'm hoping these three will be good too. Then we have all my Ellen Hopkins. We have Crank, Burned, Impulse, Glass, Identical, Tricks, and Fallout. I have read these 4. I have not read these 3 yet, but I hope to soon. I think my favorite is It's a Tie Between Impulse and Burned, and I want to get the rest of her books. Then we have 13 Reasons Why by Jay Asher. I've not read it yet. Then I have The Summoning by Kelly Armstrong. Haven't read it yet. Then I have Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen, and then Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. I haven't read either of these, but I'm going to be reading Pride and Prejudice for my major authors class this year, so I'm excited. Okay, I removed the books that were in front, so now we're going to see what's behind. We have well, 2 of them came out. We have Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte, which I love this cover. I just think it's gorgeous. And then I have Prom Nights from Hell, which is by Meg Cabot, Kim Harrison, Michelle Jaffe, and Stephanie Meyer, and Lauren Miracle, which I have read. I haven't read Wuthering Heights, but I have read this one. So yeah, I'm going to put those right there for a second. Then we have The Morganville Vampires by Rachel Kane, which is Glass Houses and The Dead Girls Dance. I haven't read this one yet, but I want to. I haven't really heard anything positive or negative about that series, but then I have In Cold Blood by Truman Capote, which I had to read for class and I really enjoyed. It's a really good book if you haven't read it. And then we have Alice's Adventures in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass by Lewis Carroll. Have not read it yet, but I want to. Okay, then we have Stolen by Lucy Christopher, which I have read. Then I have City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. Have not read it. Then I have Dash and Lily's Book of Dares by Rachel Kahn and David Levithan. And I also have Nick and Nora by Infinite Playlist by David Kahn and Rachel Kahn and David Levithan. I haven't read Dash and Lily yet, but I have read Nick and Nora, and I really love Nick and Nora. Then I have The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. So yeah. Then we have Mark, Betrayed, Chosen, and Untamed, all by PC and Kristen Cassie, the first 4 books in the House of Night series. I've read all 4. I don't know how I feel about the House of Night series. I might have to reread it one day to figure out how I truly feel. At the time I enjoyed it, but I don't know. Then I have Blue Bloods and Masquerade, the first 2 in the Blue Bloods series by Melissa De La Cruz. I've read these both, but I haven't finished the series. Then we have Along for the Ride by Sarah Dessen. Haven't read it. Then Volume 1 and Volume 2 of the complete Sherlock Holmes by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Have not read either, but I want to one day. Then I have Perfect Chemistry by Simone Elkles. Read this, loved it. Then I have Love Medicine by Louise Erdrich, I believe is how you pronounce her name. And then I want to show this cover because it's so pretty. This is my copy of The Great Gatsby by S. Scott Fitzgerald. I just love this cover. It is so gorgeous. So yes. And I have mixed feelings about Gatsby. I had to read it in school, so I didn't like it. So I'm going to try to read it again, see if it was just because I had to read it for school or if I genuinely don't like it. Then we have Hush Hush by Becca Fitzpatrick. Haven't read. Then I have Beautiful Creatures, Beautiful Darkness, Beautiful Chaos, and Beautiful Redemption by Cami Garcia and Margaret Stoll. I've read Creatures and Darkness. I have not read Chaos and Redemption yet, but I plan to soon. So yeah, that was my first shelf. So this is my second shelf. So let's get started. So first we have Twitches, The Power of Two, Kindred Spirits, and Split Decision, all by H.B. Gilmore and Randy Resfield, I believe. I loved this book when I was younger, but I haven't been able to read Kindred Spirits or Split Decision because this is book 7 and this is book 9. Don't ask me why I have book 1, 7, and 9. I just do, but I do want to sometime in the future get the rest of the series and finish it. Then I have Eon by Alison Goodman. I haven't read that one yet, but I want to. And then I have The Lux by, what is the author's name? By Anna Godberson. I've heard mixed things about this series, but I really wanted to try it, and I got it cheap, so. Then I have Looking for Alaska, An Abundance of Catherines, Paper Towns, and Will Grayson, all by John Green, and Will Grayson is also by David Levithan. I've only read Looking for Alaska. I have not read Catherine's, Paper Town, or Will Grayson. I hope to soon because I really enjoyed Alaska and Fault in Our Stars, which is in a different section, so I'm hoping I'll like these ones. And I also really want to read Paper Towns because I know that's being made into a movie, so yeah. Then I have Chantress by Amy Butler Greenfield, which this is an ARC copy. You can see, ooh, maybe not. I won it off Goodreads, and I really enjoyed it. I was a little surprised when I found out there was a sequel because I felt like the ending was kind of complete. So, but I do want to read the sequel. Trill series, I believe it's called, by Amanda Hawking, which is Switch, Torn, and Ascend. I've read Switch. I do plan to at some time read Torn and Ascend, but I'm not rushing to it. So here we have Grimm's Fairy Tales by obviously the Brothers Grimm. I have not read any of these, but I want to. Then we have The Wallflower Volume 1 and The Wallflower Volume 2, both by Tomoko Hayakawa, I believe that's how you say it. I probably just butchered his name, but I love the anime and I love the live-action drama series, so I wanted to read the manga, and a friend of mine gave me those. Then we have What's Eating Gilbert Grape by Peter Hedges. My sister gave me this, and I've been wanting to read it because I love the movie, so yeah. Then we have The Sun Also Rises by Ernest Hemingway. I had to read this for class. I liked it, but I want to reread it and see if my opinion changes. Then we have Les Mis by Victor Hugo. I kind of am a little miffed that I have the movie cover, but I have not read it yet. I want to, though, because I do love the play and I love the movie, so yeah. Then we have Need by Carrie Jones. I have not read that yet. Then we have The Iron King by Julie Kagawa. I have not read it yet. Then we have Fallen, Torment, and Passion, all by Lauren Kate. And I've heard mixed to negative reviews about this series. I haven't read them yet, but I will say one thing. The covers are just gorgeous, so I want to read them. But yeah, then I have The Deaf, The Designated Ugly Fat Friend by Cody Keplinger. I want to read this so badly, I just haven't got around to it. Then I have The Secret Life of Bees by Sumon Kid. I've seen the movie and I've read this book. I love both. This book is so good and I highly recommend it to everyone.